From defeat to triumph, returning to the market after a loss. This topic came up from one of our members who submitted this question for today's show. How do you get ready to get back into the market after you've been shafted? So let's dive in because there are a few different ways that I want to answer this question. So, a couple of different ways that we could tackle this. I've got three different ways that you could tackle this question. So, the first is through mindset. The second is through reset, and the third is through preparation. So let's walk through those. But before we walk into those, welcome to the Traders Mindchat show. Type into the chat. Let me know where it is that you're watching from, and of course, as you have questions, please type them in, or if you have comments, type them in too. I love hearing from everyone. All right, well, let's get into it. So first is mindset. So if this is you where you are suffering from some losses, you feel like you've been shafted by the market, the first thing that you're going to want to do, if you've been if you feel like you've been burned by the market, the first thing that you're going to want to do is step away. There's an old saying, time heals all wounds. I think that this is absolutely true, and you need to be able to execute well in trading if you're going to participate in this game at all. There's another saying that angels can fly because they take themselves lightly. I think that I heard that recently, and I think that it's great. And I think that if we can take ourselves lightly, if we have an element of humility where uh, we understand that we're not perfect, and that we're constantly trying to improve. I'm constantly trying to improve. My trading isn't perfect. I've been doing this for a real long time, and I've written a couple of books, and I'm still not perfect. I still make plenty of mistakes, and that's okay. If we don't take ourselves too seriously, right? It's not where we're flippant or we're, not taking trading seriously, because we should, but we should approach it from a stance of continuous improvement. And that comes with some humility. So if you're feeling burned by the market, we've all been there. And your best first step is to put some distance between uh, your next trade and your last trade. Get your head straight. Once you do get your head straight, then we want to move into the reset phase. And I see a question or comment that came in. Caleb from Holly Springs. Awesome. All righty. So, North Carolina. I'll be in South Carolina in a couple of weeks. So reset part is, how do you assess your plans? You need to assess your plans and whether you adhere to your plans. It's important to do this step after you did the mindset part, because if you start to skip steps, then you could fall prone into thinking like, oh yeah, of course I followed my plans or did those kind of things. But when you give yourself some space and you're clear, then you could come into the reset phase and answer these couple of questions here. So assess your plans and ask yourself if you adhere to them. Right. So there's a couple of things that are baked into that. Let's walk through some of what's in the cake here. So number one would be, did you have a plan? And a little bit more than a trading plan. A trading plan is very important, right? So did you at least have, okay, I'm going to enter here. I'm going to exit here if I'm wrong. I have an idea. I have a plan. I have something that says that when I start to get to X level of profit, I'm going to start to peel some off the table. Did you have some sort of risk element to your plan that I'm going to put up this amount of capital and this is how much I'm willing to spend to see if I'm going to be right on this? Did you have those parts of the plan in place? If no, that's okay. Uh, you're going to want to make those. All right, next part of this is that you had a plan, but you didn't follow it. That's a little bit different. So, we have a couple of questions to ask ourselves if you're someone that falls into that camp. So, the first thing is going to be to ask yourself, why didn't you follow your plan? There's could be any number of reasons why you didn't follow the plan. Maybe something came up, right? Maybe there could be any number of things that happen. Life happens. There could be something that happened at work. There could be some sort of a family emergency. There could be any number of things. Um, there could be some sort of element that your plan didn't account for, or maybe you didn't believe in your plan, or maybe you're not used to following plans, and so maybe you wrote it out and you didn't look at it for a little while, and you forgot the plan, right? So whatever your reason is for not following the plan, write your reasons why. Then once you have your reasons why, then you're going to want to rework the plan, right? You want to rework the plan. You want to come up with some solutions to how will you do a better job of following the plan next time, right? And so now your plan is starting to evolve. It's starting to get better as you're writing all these things down and you're trying to plan ahead. This self evaluation part is so important for getting back into the game. You may also want to work on discipline. You may want to work on following the plans. And so you might have some sort of mechanism where you're reminded to follow the plan. Maybe you're working something into your daily schedule where you have your plan with you, right? You write out your plan, you have it in your notebook, or maybe you have it on a spreadsheet, something that you could access, and it comes with you throughout the day. So that way, when it's time for you to act, you can a few minutes beforehand go review your plan. Ah, yes, that's what I decided to do, and then take a look at the market. Another part of this. The third part of the reset might be where you did have a plan, you followed your plan, and you got a result that you didn't really like. So, for that, what you're going to want to do is start to ask yourself, well, how can I improve my plan? And if that's if you're wherever you're at with any of these, don't feel bad. That this is the process that everybody goes through. That I went through this process. Uh, Mark Minervini went through this process. William O'Neill went through this process. Jesse Livermore went through this process. Nicholas Jarvis went through this process. Uh, Basically, every successful trader that you could think of has gone through this process. So everybody that you could think of that's great at anything, trading or otherwise, uh, was terrible at one point, right? And uh, you're probably you're probably further ahead than where I was when I first started, and I'm serious. Well, I struggled for 10 years before I finally gained any level of success at this. So uh, there's that. So you're probably further ahead of me than uh, where I was at a similar point. Anyhow, so. Uh, Everything that we discussed here for making plans and the different things that you might want to include in your plan, all that I talk about these things in my different books. So I talk about them in the Trading Mind Wheel. You could get the Trading Mind Wheel over at tradingmindwheel.com. It's on Amazon, And there's also my brand new book, The Trading Success Blueprint. I'll drop links into the chat for both of these. This one here talks about how to write a business plan for your trading. It's fantastic. It gives you the full outline, so that way it's nice and simple, easy, straightforward, something that you'll be able to do in an afternoon. So you have your the link there. Go get this book, and if you haven't uh, gotten the trading mind wheel yet, here is the link to the trading mind wheel, so you could go check out those. All right, let's move on. So preparation is number 3. So how do you prep? So now it's time to get to work. You assessed your mindset, you've cooled off, you've reset, you've made your new plans, and now it's time to start to prepare to get back into the market. So how do we do that? So your new preparation, it should include the routine that you are going to follow and your full process for finding setups. These are the things that you want to have laid out, so that way you know that, okay, I'm getting back into the market. Here are the things that I'm looking for. And right now I see a handful of them, or maybe right now you see a lot of them. Great. Now, once you have the setups that you're looking for, your next step is going to be, are these things quality or not quality? Right? Like you ever go to the grocery store and you go and you're looking for bananas and you want some nice ripe bananas, you want to bring it home, maybe you want to make a smoothie or have some yogurt or something, banana split, whatever, and you go to the grocery store and all the bananas are green. Right? That ever happened to you? There's bananas there, but they're not ready, right? So you could buy them, but it's not going to be good in any of the recipes that you want. You're going to have to wait. It's similar with the market, right? So right now, for instance, there were this is the basically the process that I do every single day. So I go to the market and I look for setups. There haven't been a ton of setups this week. There was only one that I wanted to put money into. It was this one here, VIRT, and I got into this one back on Monday, right? So I saw back here. I saw this setup and I saw it as a pullback, upside reversal. And for me, this is one of the classic patterns that I look for. In fact, it's in my playbook, and the playbook is also in the trading mind wheel. All the different setups that I look for, all those models, they're all in the trading mind wheel, and they're also in our uh, playbook that our research members get. So if you're interested in this, joining our research program, I'll give you a link, and you could take a free 2-week trial to the research program. Let me get that for you guys. And while I'm getting that, type into the chat and let me know if you have any questions on anything that we've discussed so far. Go ahead, type into the chat. Let me know what questions you guys have while I get this link for the free 2-week trial. Questions. Yes, no, maybe so. All right. Here is the link for the free 2-week trial to the research program. All right. So I will go through and see are there any stocks that are setting up? So the only one that was setting up this week that was fit this criteria of a pullback buy was this one right here, VIRT. And so I bought this one. I bought this one on Monday. And if you recall, on Monday, the market didn't look so hot, right? The market was way down here, gapping down. I'm buying. Why? Because there's something out there that was a ripe banana, right? And that's all what you want. When it's time to buy, you buy, and that's it. If there's one banana on the shelf, if you're in the market for bananas and there's one ripe banana on the shelf, you buy that ripe banana. That's what VIRT was to me on Monday. So I buy this, right? And do I have great expectations? No. My expectations are tempered by the market environment, right? So there's other things that you do want to bake into your trading plan and ways different ways that you'll analyze the market and all these different things with to give you where I'm at with the market. So I will look at the general market. I'll look at the general market and I'll look at it across time frames, right? So I'm looking at all these indexes here: the S&P 500, Nasdaq, Russell 2000, New York Stock Exchange, and Dow. If they are choppy like they are, and they're choppy across time frames like there are, I don't have great expectations. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to go to the store and look for anything that's setting up, because the truth of the matter is, especially when it comes to stocks, and particularly if you're interested in buying growth stocks like me, this is especially true. Your growth stocks, your leading stocks, they're going to set up and break out before the market does. That's why they're leading stocks. So this is setting up. I buy this. Again, don't have huge expectations. I'm buying a small amount, and this one happens to work out, right? It sits around the pivot, right around where I bought for a couple of days, right? So here's my annotations, right? So I bought at 27.71, so it's just dancing around there. And then finally, it starts to get a little bit of lift, and now today it's finally on the move. But aside from this one, I haven't touched anything. Why? Because nothing else is setting up. And how do I know that nothing else is setting up? Because I have a business plan for my trading. I have a whole model book that says that, okay, your plan, your edge is whatever is in here. These are your setups. This is your edge. This is all written out in my business plan. Great. So now what I need to do is just buy the setups as they come, and I will adjust my position sizing depending on the market environment. And it's really as simple as that. And I know that there's a lot of words and text on this, but the business process is, you're in the market for this specific type of thing. When this specific type of thing shows up, you take this action, right? You buy it. Maybe for you short it. Maybe if you're an options trader, you're selling contracts or whatever it is. But you need specificity. That's one of the big keys. You need specificity. You need to be able to assess quality. And then when that shows up, you simply take action. So let's answer some questions. All right. So Caleb says that I traded VIRT2 and already paid for my month's membership from the very small position I took. That's awesome, and love the unsolicited advertising. I'll take it all day long. Thank you, Caleb. So, uh, any other questions while we're here? Well, we've got some time to discuss things. Let me see if I've got anything cooking over here. Um, yes. Here's something else that I can tell you from this whole process, right? So it's a little bit more, right? It gives you more than just telling you, "Hey, buy this or buy that." So having a whole process of when to be into the market or when to be out of the market. That's what. So here's exactly how what I did, right? The last week. So I was completely out of the market right here, right? I was selling back here. I had a couple of positions on. I was completely out of the market on this day at about that level, right at 11 a.m. Now, how on earth could I possibly have known that this would happen? I didn't. I had absolutely no idea that the market would fall almost 10% from that point. But the beauty of this is that you don't have to. The things that I saw happening at that specific point are all things that are outlined in my trading business plan, right? That's what I need. That's what can help you. You need a trading business plan that's going to tell you, okay, when these conditions happen, take an action. And then that's what's going to remove practically all the stress because you know exactly what to do and you know when to do what you need to do. And life becomes a lot simpler that way. So I'm selling here and I'm re-entering on this day. And that's when I bought the IRT. And for right now, the way that I'm viewing the market, I know that that this is more of a mindset related show, but for right now, I'm not seeing a ton of other stocks setting up yet. I started to see a handful, starting to set up more so as the week progressed, but that they all really look like they need more time to me, right? They're still the green bananas sitting on the shelf. So, any other questions before we call it a wrap? Let's see. Wow, we've got a lot of people watching today. We've got people over on YouTube. Welcome. We've got there's one person that's watching over on Twitch. I wonder if it's the same person. I haven't. It's not easy to see like who's on Twitch or who's not. So yeah, give me let me know. And you guys over on X too. There's the biggest audience is over on X, but they're also the quietest audience. So go ahead and type into the chat and let me know what questions you guys have. I'm gonna take a sip of water, and if you don't have any questions by the time I'm done drinking this water, then we'll call it a day. All right, let's see. All righty, then we will call it a day. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like and subscribe wherever you happen to be. If you're not already on our free newsletter, make sure that you get onto our free newsletter, merrillwealth.com/newsletter. And that is all for today. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have questions and you're watching this later on, drop them into the comments. I read all the the comments. And I've even started to make some additional videos. If you guys have topics or things that you want answered, let me know. I'm here. I'm happy to help. And until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, much love, and God bless.
Hey, thanks so much for sticking around to the end. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button down below and become a part of the Mara Wealth community. And make sure that you check out some of the other videos on the channel. They're exactly what you need to see. And leave a comment down below. I read all of them. Leave a comment.